I think one question that I have, and that we've talked a little bit about before is, we've talked about sort of, good quality data. Is there a way to, when you're kicking off a project, looking at the data you are collecting, to start to think about that quality issue early on, in addition to that quantity issue? So are we collecting the right data right now? What are the sort of tools or models I can use to sort of know that we're on the right track here, or is that even possible?
Yeah, so it is a tricky one, definitely. But one thing that we kind of often stress is, if a human can do it, then you can teach a computer to do it, hopefully. But if you can't see whatever it is you want to do as a human from the data, then probably it's going to be difficult for a computer to find the signal as well. I don't know if so in the land registry example I gave before, if you think about it, it would be difficult just by looking at a single row in that data set for a human to say, yes, this is potentially a good customer. So at the very high end, sure, very expensive houses, it would be easy to tell. But where the bulk of it sits in the middle, and it's very difficult. I guess like a very trivial example is if you have a list of people's lengths, can you tell whether it's a man or a woman? Well, not really. The really tall ones are probably going to be men, and the really short ones are probably going to be women. But in between, it's going to be a kind of a toss-up. You're to the higher end, you're more likely to be a man. Lower end, more likely to be a woman. But you can't tell, and there's no way for a computer to do any better than you. They're going to just cut it in the middle and say everyone taller than I don't know 165 centimeters is a man and shorter is a woman. So it's those kinds of things. That becomes much harder when you have huge data sets that have many attributes per row. Of course, it gets very much harder. But usually you can still somehow assess what is in the data and what could, yeah. It's harder in that case, clearly. I don't know, like the places where deep neural networks really seem to work, again, is in places where it's easy, like humans find it really easy to look at a picture and see what it is. It's clear that somehow it's in the data. Mm-hmm. It's easy to read a text. It's easy if you know two languages very well. It's easy to translate across them. So somehow, with enough data, you should be able to do something. But usually that's not true for many business problems. So yeah, no, I think I'll finish there.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean it's always a common one. I think when we're talking to people that wanting to speak early to a data scientist or a data science team to understand, okay, are we actually on the right track here? What should we be thinking about early on? Things like that. So yeah, I think that's helpful.